Stock market's at all-time new highs, and we're also seeing the miners and the metals starting to really capture that bid like I've been explaining to you guys. And I've got a lot of stuff that I want to cover in today's session, so let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. All right, traders, let's get straight into today's session. Traders, I am running a webinar today on the 3 secrets that I had to learn over the last 17 years to make a good income from trading. If your idea is to make a good income from trading, but you're not doing it, very first thing in the description, go click on that. I'm going to explain that. Plus, I'm going to explain to you my #1 income generating trading strategy that you can apply. You can instantly start to apply. It gets a huge success rate. Like today, I got out of 2 trades, really nice. In and out really, really quickly. Nice, successful trades. You guys can do it as well too. You just got to know what to look for. First thing in the description, join me there today, guys. Join me on my webinar today. Now, isn't the market just amazing? Firstly, let's start with the good old stock market. Then we'll get over to the silver and gold as well too. So let's actually start with the stock market. Now, Dow Jones making all-time. Oh man, I am burping all over the place because I've just finished my breakfast. It is breakfast for me. For you guys that realize, I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to trade the markets. And that's how I trade the markets, because I only trade the markets 1 to 2 hours per day. That's all my trading, because that's all I need to do. Most of the time it's really only 1 hour. That's that last hour of the US market. I love trading that way, and it just amazing. It just provides me really good income from trading only 1 hour per day. And then I do that sort of stuff. So that's the reason why it's breakfast for me just after the market close, if you guys are wondering, all around the world. So before I get into the stock market, guys, the reason why I do that is because back when I first started trading, 12, 16 hours a day, and that's when I ended up getting cancer, making really, really, really good money. And the cancer actually smacked me around quite a fair bit. So I realized that I needed to enjoy my life as well too, not just be sitting in front of the screen the whole day doing that. So I try to balance that out while I'm doing it. That's the reason why, bit of backstory, the reason why I only like trading really 1 hour per day, because I like to go out and do the other stuff as well too. So the thing that I'm looking at right now with the Dow Jones, guys, is right at all-time new highs, and same for, or actually should I say, a new high. Same for the S&P 500. Now, if you guys remember, let me take everything off the screen here for a minute. If you remember, I did a video on this day right here. On this day right here, and I said, traders, you know what? The market is now changing tune. I'm expecting this market to now make a race to an all-time new high again. The reason why I said that is because we had a double bottom, and then we had a higher low, and then breaking past this previous high. So I said the buyers are starting to come back in now. So I expect this thing after this pullback. After this pullback here, and what I actually had is I had a momentum trend line coming down through here. Momentum trend line simply means that it had a lot of problems breaking above this trend line on this pullback. And so as the market was pulling back in this big bull market, we had a close above the momentum trend line where it had a lot of problems for about a month or so. And then secondly, we ended up getting this beautiful higher low and then breaking past these previous highs, which gave us that confidence for the market to start to see some more movement on the upside. And that's exactly what we've done today, traders. So I do expect to see, based on what I'm looking at this with the stock market, guys, that we may get a little bit of a pullback, but I just believe that the strong move up, call it melt up, call it Santa Claus rally, call it whatever you want to call it, has already started. And so I wouldn't expect to see too many down days out of this market from now through to the end of this year. Now, the reason why is because I'm seeing a lot of these markets, a lot of this stuff, a lot of liquidity on the sidelines is now starting to come back into these markets and getting ready for what I believe is going to be an incredible finish towards the end of the year. And as you can see, stock market's now at all-time new highs. We may get a little bit of a pullback here, guys, but away we go. And I have always had a 5,000, which is actually not that high, by the way. A 5,000, which is just up there, which is only about, which is only a 10% rise. That's not that much. But then also I have, if we get to 5,000 in November, Then by the end of the year, I have a target of 5,400 by the end of this year. So it's going to be an exciting year, guys. And you know, Jerome Powell's come out and said that he wants to start the taper as well too. But it's only a really small taper. It's like absolutely nothing. And so they're not really worried about inflation. So that actually brings me to the mining stocks and the metals and gold and silver and so on and so forth. If we have a look at gold is still stuck in this overall big triangle pattern. But guess what? Look what's happening here, guys. And we're starting to slowly try to capture a bid. Okay, so you can see we're squeezing up, and we're trying to capture a bid now. We did today. It actually really, if you have a look at this is a gold chart here, but we've come down and made a low. We're trying to break out and trying to make a move to the upside. I do believe gold's going to catch up in that, and same for silver as well too. Look at this here. Silver did the whole slingshot move. Right, look at this here. As you guys would know, I've been speaking about this for a while now. Right, the market broke down, a little bit of false breakdown or false breakout, straight back up, slingshot pattern, and then the move started to happen. And same for the GDX as well too. If you guys remember, I said when the market started to break above here, I said I believe the market has now created the final low for many years to come, and I still believe that. I do believe we're probably likely to see a bit of a pullback out of this. But then I see a movement to the upside. So the market right now, traders, is exciting because the small picture, you never know from day to day. But the overall picture for the stock market, to me, is a lot of liquidity on the sidelines is coming into the market, which is going to create one hell of a finish towards the end of this year. That's what I'm seeing. Then obviously on the flip side, when it comes to silver, gold, and the mining sector, especially silver and gold, that right now, when it comes to what Jerome just said, is that they're not going to be raising interest rates in November, and they're going to slowly start to taper like 13%. Right? They're going to go from 120 down to $105 billion a month. So that's not really taking in account to what the inflation pressures are happening right now. Plus, on top of all of that, they're not raising interest rates, and plus on top of all of that, and that is that we have still about $3.5 trillion on the sidelines ready to be injected into assets and stuff in the economy. And when that happens, or should I say, I believe it's already happening, as that starts to filter its way into the system, that's going to push up inflation even more. So inflation is not transitory. The Fed is doing what the Fed normally does through history. If you've studied history, is that they're always late to the punch bowl. Always late to the punch bowl. So what they're doing right now, they're like, oh, it's not that bad, like let's actually just start to slowly taper now, and then maybe next year we'll taper a little bit more, and then next year. No, that's not what's happening, right? Because we're already seeing massive inflation numbers already. And now with all this $3.5 trillion of liquidity on the sidelines, that's only going to come into assets and stuff, which is only going to push up things a lot more in the markets. So right now, an incredible finish towards the end of the year. Incredible finish towards the end of this week, guys. I've just closed out 2 successful trades today, so I'm really excited about that. Nice, what I call short-term cash flow trades. And based on my positions on looking out, I'm in the oil sector right now. I'm in the stock market right now. And I'm also obviously in some of the mining sector as well too. So to me, guys, everything's shaping up to be one hell of a finish and one hell of a good move towards the end of this year. So traders, it's going to be an incredible finish towards the end of this year. Traders, I want to invite you to my webinar that I'm running today. And on this webinar, I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years and how I only trade 1 hour per day. Plus, also going to be learning the 3 secrets that I had to master over the last 17 years to generate a really good income. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description, click on that. Go over there right now, register. If you are struggling with the trading right now, I promise you this is going to completely game change, because you're going to understand why you are going backwards and why you're losing money. And then I'm going to teach you exactly what the system I use that gets me a really high % win-loss ratio. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go over there, register for my webinar right now today, because you're going to absolutely love it. Or there should be a link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. So go to that right now, and I look forward to seeing you on my next webinar. Go to that right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. freetraining.com. Go to that right now.